Bros before bows. YouTube, what is up? All right, back with another video. As you can see, I got another bow in my hand. I'll get to that in just a second. Josh and I, we keep promising you videos about arrow builds, but it's an exciting time of year. I gotta admit, November, December, when all the bow companies are coming out with their new bows, it's really, really great to see new innovations, new engineering, and put those things to the test. So you see in my hands, this is the Prime inline. So when this bow came out, I didn't expect Prime to do the things that they've done, and both Josh and I wanted to see what it was all about. So I picked this bow up, and you can see it's already put together, it's already built. I actually filmed some footage of the build video, was watching that back the other night, and it bored me. So I'm not gonna, I might show some portions of that, might fit it in here, but you've seen us do build videos, and build videos is pretty much just slapping things together. If you've got questions on how both Josh and I put our bows together, then hit us up in the comments and ask us what we do. I'll show you the things that I use for our builds, the components that we use, and I'll tell you why we use them. All right, so the components that I used for this build, I guess we could start with the arrow rest. Used a Hamskea Hybrid 100 Pro with the micro tune. Micro tune, in my opinion, is probably one of the most important things you can have in an arrow rest. Next most important thing that you can have in an arrow rest is the limb driven drop away. I haven't found or haven't heard of anything that's more accurate than that out in the field. Next up, sight was the Black Gold Mountain Light series. Nice and light, sits right where I need it to sit. I used a Hamskea Raptor Peep 3/16. It's the size, seems to fit well on my peep with my draw length. And stabilizers. These are the AAE Mountain series stabilizers. I've got a 10-inch in the back, 15-inch in the front, 4 ounces in the back, 3 in the front, and I'll probably be messing with that a little bit. Regular D-loop and some knock points. Pretty much the build in a nutshell. So I wanted to move on quickly and kind of do a little bit of a comparison. And I'll compare this bow with the Nexus 6 that I have. Prime Nexus 6 and the inline 5. So, and if you'll notice, I've got basically the exact same setup on this bow as I do on this bow. Almost identical setup. Same stabilizers, same everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compare them head to head. And we'll start off with weight. You take the Last Chance archery scale here. I'm gonna weigh this. This is the Prime inline 5. And it's coming in at 6.7 pounds. So Prime Nexus 6, and you're gonna say, well, difference is gonna be, sure, it's got an inch longer riser, and it's got two cams on top, 2 cams on the bottom. So this says 7.1. Just about a half pound difference. This is about a half pound heavier as far as the weight goes. And that's, like I said, that's to be expected. You've got a lot more hardware up top, hardware down below. All right, so let's check some speeds. Let's compare them. Nexus 6, set at 30-inch draw, 70 pounds, 532.6 grain arrow. Let's let it rip, see what we got. Ooh. 267. $268. So we'll call that good at 268. So next up, prime inline 5, like I said, set at 30 inches, 70 pounds, and let's see what she's got. $277. One more to round it out. $278. So we'll call that 277. So 268 and 277. So just about 9 to 10 feet per second difference. Looking up the specs. If you want, I can put a picture-in-picture of the specs of both of them. I think that's about how they're supposed to be. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a couple shots with each bow and kind of compare them as I do it, and just kind of talk about the draw cycle characteristics, and I'll talk about the feel of the shot, maybe a little bit of the sound, the noise. I know it's kind of hard to hear on this audio the way that I'm recorded. I don't have any physical way to measure the audio, but I'll talk to you about a little bit about how I feel and try to be as objective as I can be. So I'll take a couple shots. Prime Nexus 6. Let's see here. And maybe talk a little bit about the hold with each one. So let's see. Draw cycle Nexus 6 is actually pretty smooth. There is a little bit of a stack at the end just before it breaks over to the valley, but I've got it set to where the valley isn't very large. That's one of the things that's really different about the two cam systems is the draw stop on the Nexus 5, and I'll show you when I take a couple shots with it. I'll show you what it looks like. However, draw cycle's nice and smooth with this bow. Let's see here. Back wall, and the way that I've got it tuned and set, there's just a tiny bit of give in the back wall. I don't know if you can see that a little bit, and I've kind of done that on purpose. Did I just hit that other arrow? I think I did. So at the shot and a little bit after the shot, there's a little bit of vibration. And at the shot, there's also a little bit of a metallic sound with this bow. It's not loud, and the vibration kind of dissipates fairly quickly, but it's there and I can feel it. All right, that's the Nexus 6. All right, inline 5. So let's draw it back, see how it feels. Like I was saying before, I think I can show you that. These spots the spots on the cam for the draw stops, they're holes, and you can't go any variation in between. You have to be at one hole or the other. So what that does is it kind of limits the variability, and I'll just have to play with it and see if I can find a combination that I like with the valley. Right now it's set on a 30-inch draw with the draw stop at the 30-inch spot. I'm going to try the 29.5-inch spot with this draw and see if I can make the valley the way I want it to. So I want to say that the draw cycle is a little bit smoother with this bow. Yeah, it's the draw cycle kind of breaks over into that valley with a little bit less transition. Obviously the back wall is a lot more solid with that limb stop. And that's, I guess, shooter preference. Like I said, on that Nexus 6, I had it set up with just a tiny bit of sponge, and that's because I've been shooting with a true back tension release. We'll see how it goes with this bow. One more shot. Like I said, that's a nice, smooth, easy draw. The hold is just as steady, just as rock solid as the Nexus. And all right, so as far as the noise is probably about, I mean, I wish I could quantify it with numbers, true numbers, but if I had to assign a percentage to it, I'd probably say it's 25 to 30% quieter, and it doesn't have that metal tingy sound. And I think that was most likely from the vibration that goes through the twin cam or the twin track cam system. The vibration is, if not 60 to 75% less with this bow. So it's quieter. It's definitely a lot more dead in the hand. If you want to use the Matthews coined phrase, dead in the hand, it is definitely a lot less vibration with this bow than previous bows. So let me wrap this comparison and this review, kind of short-term review. If you're interested in how it goes long-term with this bow, let me know in the comments. Also, if there's other bows out there this year that you guys want to see us take a look at, you want to hear our opinions about, then hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you want us to look at. We'd be happy to try. So, kind of sum this up. If you're a diehard Prime guy, probably the things that make you like Prime, you'll probably like in this bow. Also, if you haven't tried Prime and you're kind of curious to see what it's all about, this bow's not a bad bow to get into. It's just as good, if not better, than most of the bows are out there on the market. And yeah, it's definitely a quieter, less vibration, and a faster version of last year's bow. So if you have a Nexus and you're thinking, is it worth upgrading? Well, if you asked me, I would say yes, because I did. And I don't want to feel like I did the wrong thing. No, in all seriousness, if you asked me, I think if you wanted a lighter, faster, quieter bow, Prime's done it this year. Thanks for watching. Oh, clean brakes and shoot straight.